Vermont's senior senator is being recognized for his contributions to the Church Street Marketplace. This is Weed Road in the town of Essex, completely washed away. There's a stream rolling through here tonight. You can see these massive chunks of pavement. The grass is still mowed over. This entire tree was pushed down by a torrent of water that came through. Mitt Romney and John Huntsman tied there with 2 votes, but certainly a lot more votes coming in today. And the big question tonight, how much will Mitt Romney win the Granite State by? Tonight, a crucial vote is expected to decide whether or not the ER remains open or is turned into an urgent care facility. Very Jetson-esque. A new jetpack in Myrtle Beach lets you fly above the ocean. State police say the man who was renting that place was cooking meth inside. The landlord let us in. We tested the place and we sent those results off to be EPA certified. The street is totally covered in mud. Take a look at this car over here. Water was completely over the top of this. This guy, we couldn't find him. I was like, has anybody seen Tom yet? He comes back grinning ear to ear. Oh, I was just hanging out by the sound check for a little while.
That was kind of neat.
Good evening. I'm Bridget Shanahan. Thanks for staying with us for 5:30 now. Tonight we are broadcasting live from the town of Essex after last night's severe flash flooding. On the environmental beat tonight, Vermont's variety of energy initiatives are getting praise from the president. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Bridget Shanahan. We begin with the plan, a new plan announced this afternoon to steer some of the dozens of families around Chittenden County who are homeless to a better life. News Channel 5's Stuart Ledbetter is live tonight in the newsroom with this story new at 5:30. Stu?
Bridget?
All right, thanks for that, Stu. Now to a developing story, the future of the emergency room in Lake Placid. Tonight, a crucial vote is expected to decide whether or not the ER remains open or is turned into an urgent care facility. News Channel 5's David Schneider spent the afternoon in Lake Placid and has all the details for us tonight. Dave?
Well, Tim posted on that. Bridget?
All right, thanks for that, David. A historic Vermont-covered bridge will be closed again tomorrow for more repairs. Last month, a truck shattered the West Dummerston-covered bridge's crossbeam and tore the trim. The truck's driver was ticketed for leaving the scene of an accident. Again, that bridge will be shut down tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for more repairs. On the crime beat tonight, a Lebanon man is charged with sexually assaulting multiple victims under the age of 18. 71-year-old Donald Hamill was arrested on 2 felony counts this week. He was also arrested last week on another 7 counts of sex assault. So far, police say they're aware of 4 victims, but the investigation is ongoing. Hamill couldn't make bail and is being held in the Grafton County Jail tonight. Also being held in the Grafton County Jail, 19-year-old Richard Kendall. Police say he led them on a 25-mile chase that started in St. Jay last night. When police tried to arrest him, Kendall took off in a stolen vehicle. The chase ended in New Hampshire. He's charged with attempting to elude and negligent operation of a vehicle. Time now to get a check of the forecast, and somebody turned on the humidity out there today.
Oh my gosh, but temperature too. I mean, how about the thermostat there? Bang, up near 90 for some of us. Pretty darn close. I mean, we're well into the 80s, and we are thinking about 90 degrees tomorrow, which, by the way, would tie the record high for the date in Burlington. So
this is crazy. I mean, a week ago, we were in the 50s.
I know. It was so cold. We had all that snow over the weekend. It is hard to believe. Makes my job interesting, to say the least. That's for sure. I want to show you where we are for temperature.
All right, thanks for that, Tom. Thousands of lacrosse players will head to the North Country this summer. Teams from around the country will play at the Summit Lacrosse Tournament in Lake Placid in August. That week-long competition is now Lake Placid's second largest event behind the Ironman Triathlon. And 5 high school seniors are a little closer to paying for college tonight. U-Mall owner Bill Finard presented $5,000 checks today to the 5 standouts. They're graduating from Spalding and Barry, Richford, South Burlington, and Essex high schools, each chosen for the U-Mall scholarship because of academic achievement and work in the community.
Very much appreciated.
Judges said it was very difficult to settle on those 5 winners. 124 students applied this year. Well, the last local student is out of the National Spelling Bee. 14-year-old Ronan Howlett of Middlebury lost when he misspelled parapsychical. Howlett advanced to the semifinals yesterday when he spelled all of his words correctly and posted a high score on his vocab test. Nicholas Manfred from Mariah, New York, also made it to the national stage, but unfortunately, he was out yesterday. Congratulations, though, to both of them for making it to that national competition. Now we head to Church Street in downtown Burlington, where News Channel 5's Stephanie Gorin is live at the Jazz Festival opening reception. What do you got for us coming up, Steph? This is the home on Military Turnpike in the town of Plattsburgh that state police say they found that meth lab in earlier today. In New York and Vermont, there are only criminal laws on the books, though, regarding the sale, manufacture, and possession of methamphetamine. But there's nothing regarding the cleanup of these hazardous labs or the toxic residue that they can leave behind in homes, apartments, or motel rooms. So we took what we found to somebody who can change things.
I know it's so dangerous that we have all kinds of protocols and requirements.
We showed New York Assemblywoman Janet Dupree a short video we put together. Initial thoughts after watching it?
Scary. And my second thought, Bridget, is you have certainly uncovered something that very few of us, if any of us, are aware of.
It details the one-pot meth problem in the North Country.
I don't see any potential decrease. I think it will only get worse.
Complete with a local landlord, adamant she would not contact a professional to help clean up after one of her tenants was arrested for having a meth lab inside his apartment. Will you get in touch with the health department to talk to them about what you need to do to make it safe?
No.
Why not?
Because I need to rent that doggone place. There's a dead horse to me right now. Nobody's living there, and I've got to get it back on track.
Then we showed her News Channel 5's test results from inside that apartment. We went in and we tested, we swabbed in the bathroom, and the meth lab was found in the upstairs bathroom. And so this is the end result here. They're EPA certified, and according to the lab, the meth residue levels are incredibly high, more than 7 times the legal limit in some states.
After everything was supposedly clean and it's off the charts, then,
right.
You know, we have a really huge issue here. And again, in an upstairs bathroom where the next family that moves in could put a child in the bathtub.
News Channel 5 also checked in with the Clinton County Health Department, the New York State Health Department, and the Vermont Department of Health. All 3 agencies said they had no guidelines for property owners looking for advice regarding meth residue and cleanup.
So they don't have they don't do this testing?
No, they don't do that testing. When we asked Vermont and New York State troopers about meth residue cleanup, both told us they remove evidence in any remaining parts of the lab, but do not do any cleaning, and neither does the Department of Environmental Conservation. They told News Channel 5 they only remove hazardous materials as directed by state police. We did find some cleanup guidelines on the Environmental Protection Agency's website, but those are only voluntary.
We certainly need to think about the long-term health effects on the next person who would walk into an apartment or a home. They should be able to know that it's safe and that it's been cleaned appropriately.
There are some federal laws in place, but they don't concern cleanup either. These laws limit how much pseudoephedrine you can buy at the pharmacy. The cold medicine is a key ingredient for any meth lab. That's why when you buy a box of Sudafed,
this is the pseudoephedrine log.
You have to show ID and sign for it.
The DEA will come by once every, not announced, but they'll come by. They definitely do come by, and an agent will go through the logs. And they're basically looking for repeat purchases.
The daily limit is roughly 1 box of Sudafed, but over the course of a month, you can buy up to 3 of them. Here's the problem, though. A one-pot meth recipe needs only a box or 2 to actually get cooking. And depending how much pseudoephedrine is actually in your medication, you could need even less than that.
I think we're just scratching the surface of what we need to peel the onion sort of thing and go down the layers to find out exactly where we go.
Assemblywoman Dupree says her biggest concern is the health problems that can be caused by meth residue. This is something you're going to bring back with you to Albany.
Oh, absolutely. You've given me some contacts with the labs, and I will certainly reach out and talk to them about what we should be looking for in the criteria, because when we do a bill, we want to do it right.
Dupree says she's hoping to get some sort of legislation in play this session, but she says it's going to have to wait until after the state budget for the state of New York is passed, which should be hopefully sometime in early April. We will, of course, keep you posted, though, on any new legislation regarding this issue coming out of Albany. Take a look at this watermark here on this mobile home. It's nearly above my head. It gives you an idea of how high that water came. Take a look at this. Walk up these stairs. And now look at the watermark, several feet. You can understand why they've got so many of their belongings outside. And it rose so quickly that several of them who live here needed to be rescued.
At my doorway with the screen to be sure the rescue people wouldn't pass me by, because my neighbors had already left and I was the only one here.
By the time Diane Nissen realized the Dog River was over its banks and heading her way, it was too late to leave.
And it was up to here. So when he came to get me, I said, man, if I step down, it's going to be over my head.
For 4 hours on Sunday night, Diane, soaked and scared, waited to be rescued.
And then all my furniture was floating in the house. I have a futon in there, very heavy. I mean, we can barely move it dry. It was floating. I have a TV console floating all over. It's just, you just can't imagine.
So this is Diane's car, but it used to be parked where this red truck is before the storm. And then the power of the water moved it over here. And then take a look at this, an apple on top of the engine. This came from a tree all the way up the street. George Nissen is Diane's son, and he can't believe he's clearing out her home of nearly 20 years. But he's grateful his mom made it out alive.
It's humbling, you know, and it numbs you. You know, there's just no words. You can't put it into words. You never expect ever to go through any natural disaster per se yourself, but when you have, you know, your family, it's just as bad.
But it's a close neighborhood, and he knows they're not alone with their devastation.
All of a sudden, my husband hollered, "Get your shoes, we're out the door."
Lori Chase and her husband lost everything, their home, their car, and like Diane, they're left wondering what to do now.
We haven't really thought that far yet. I guess we're just doing a day at a time, and I don't know if waiting for the rescue was the worst. It probably was.
And there are dozens and dozens of people who live in this mobile home park who did lose everything. And so I heard a lot today, people asking me, how can they get help? How can we help them? They wanted us to show their homes on TV just so they could get help. Well, here's what we know. President Obama has signed an emergency declaration for the state of Vermont, which does release some money. What we need is a disaster declaration, and that will bring more money to homeowners. So for now, what you can do is call 211 to get in touch with FEMA. And also take pictures of all of your damage to document it. Live in Berlin, Bridget Shanahan, News Channel 5.
All right, take one. The Green Mountain Boy through and through. How can I come up with something that's catchy, that sort of is unexpected?
Oh, 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 let's go, Miro.
Inspired by musicians like the Beatles and Hall & Oates, Nate Orshan spends most of his free time writing and recording music. It's been his thing for years.
Early 80s, you know, I was in a high school band called The Lawyers, and we actually won the Burlington Battle of the Bands 1984. Woohoo!
And after hearing Democratic candidate for mayor Moreau Weinberger's plan for a fresh start in the Queen City, he started brainstorming.
Let's be honest, he has a name that a lot of people mispronounce, right? There's a lot of Miro, but it's really Miro. So the song had to be something, something Miro.
Let's go, Miro. You say.
And he recorded every instrument himself, from the guitar
He's got mad negotiation skills
to the keyboard.
I should have practiced. Why don't I ever practice keyboard? Oh.
And all the vocals in between.
Now you have to imagine like thousands of people sort of singing along, right? Oh, 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 let's go, Miro. What you say, you say, you say, you say. And it's sort of geared for a big rally.
So, of course, Nate's ultimate dream would be to play this song for Moreau in person, or better yet, at a campaign event.
I think it's great. I think we can make that happen. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Genuine affordable housing town.
But Nate's lyrical inspirations don't end there. He's got some great ideas for the other candidates, too.
Wanda, the candidate I'm fond of, loves the Queen City by the Champlain Pond.
It's country rock for Republican Kurt Wright.
A lot of Burlingtonians don't want to hear my song, but brother, let me tell you, right ain't wrong.
And per our special request, a little freestyle on News Channel 5.
Come alive with Channel 5. We love WPTZ, and that's no job. You know, they've got everything you want to see. So come along and tune in with me. You know, that kind of thing.
That's awesome. Nate, that's great.